favorite, and 3-0 at the current market price. Now, total-wise, Calgary 72% to the over at home when the line was 6 or higher. Give me the Flames minus 1.5 in the over 6 goals in that matchup there. That's about as chalky and square as it gets. Next and final game for our NHL slate. It is going to be Minnesota at the Vegas Golden Knights, 10 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Sin City. The Golden Knights open 180, total 5.5. Just a little nickel move of the Golden Knights, little nickel fade of Vegas in the early going here, down to 175. So once again, Vegas open 180, down to minus 175, totals 5.5. 54% are leaning Vegas, 79% shaded toward the over. Right now, Minnesota's plus 135 on the money line. Vegas plus 150, laying the goal and a half. Vegas ranks second in offensive shots and sixth in home goals allowed. Minnesota's dropped 7 out of their last 9. When it comes to the total, Vegas is 71% to the over, taking on teams averaging 2.6 to 2.9 goals per contest. This is a really, really expensive play, but I think it's the only play you can make if you're betting a side here. I don't feel comfortable laying the goal and a half. So I got to take Vegas minus 175, winning it outright in the over. 5.5 goals in that matchup there. All right, next and final slate for the show, and it is going to be in Major League Baseball. And I'll tell you what, I got to be honest with you guys. I am so happy that baseball is back. Obviously, football is my sport. You guys know that. But, man, baseball is so much fun to handicap up until you get to, like, July and August, where you have no idea what's going on, but this time of year is great to cap baseball. Don't let anybody fool you, man. Go with your gut, and you're going to win a couple games for sure. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some games. We're not going to go through the whole slate. I told you guys yesterday we're going to kind of cap MLB like we do with the NHL, take a few select games, but the whole slate I cannot do. I'm sorry, I just don't have the time in the day. But anyway, let's take a look at Astros, Rays, 7:10 Eastern first pitch in Tampa Bay. Houston open 140, total at 7. Not a whole lot of movement in this one. Nickel move toward Houston up to 145. So once again, the Stros open 140 up to minus 145, totals at 7. 55% of the consensus is leaning toward Houston, 56% shaded toward the over. Right now, Tampa Bay is plus 120 on the money line. We have Garrett Cole probable on the bump for Houston. Morton projected for Tampa Bay. Now, Houston beat Tampa Bay yesterday. They are 1-0 straight up overall for the year. That was a 5-1 victory over Tampa Bay. Houston won outright. They covered the run line, and the total stayed under in that matchup there. That was Verlander on the bump for Houston yesterday. But today we have Garrett Cole, pretty good pitcher. I don't want to see myself lay the 1.5 in the spot here, but I do want to tail the public. I think the public's in the right spot here. So I'm going to lean Houston minus 145, and I am going to keep it under the 7 runs in this matchup here. All right, next game. Love this series. I'm starting to really, really enjoy this rivalry over the past couple of seasons, especially after last year. But I'm talking about St. Louis taking on Milwaukee, 8:10 first pitch in Milwaukee. Now, the Brewers open the betting as a $1.25 favorite, minus 125, total 8.5. And we are seeing a steady fade of Milwaukee in the early going here, and actually a 15-cent fade of the Brewers in this matchup. They're down to minus 110. We're pretty much at a pick'em here, guys. So once again, Milwaukee open $1.25, down to minus 110. Totals at 8.5. 60% of the consensus is leaning toward the Cards. 71% shaded toward the over. Right now, St. Louis is minus 110 on the money line as well. Milwaukee plus 310 on the run line. We have Flaherty projected for St. Louis. Peralta slated on the bump for Milwaukee. Now, Milwaukee did squeeze out a victory yesterday, 5-4 against the Cards. Milwaukee got the job done on the money line. St. Louis got the job done on the run line. They covered the 1.5, and the total went over in that matchup there. I think we're going to see a little bit more of the same when it comes to the total but I think St. Louis will get the job done under Flaherty. Had a good year last year in spots. I think we're going to see some more of the same out of Flaherty. So let's go ahead and take St. Louis minus 110 and the over 8.5 runs in that matchup there. Next game, Angels, Athletics, 10:07 first pitch in Oakland. And we're kind of in a similar spot in this one. We're looking at about a pick'em. Now, Oakland did open 115 with a total at 9. But since those markets opened this one up, we saw a nickel fade of the A's in the early going here. Brought them down to minus 110. We saw movement downward on the total as well, down to 8.5 runs. So once again, Oakland opened 115 down to minus 110. Total open 9 down to 8.5. 63% of the consensus is leaning toward the Angels. 65% shaded toward the under. Right now, Los Angeles is minus 110 on the money line. Oakland plus 305 on the run line. We have Matt Harvey projected for Los Angeles. Estrada projected for Oakland. Oakland did get the job done yesterday. They blanked the Angels 4-0. Oakland getting the job done on the money line, run line, and the under was pounded on that one. I think we're going to see exactly the same today. I like Oakland minus 110. I'm going to fade the public. I like Oakland minus 110 and the under 8.5 runs in that matchup there. Actually, I'm fading the line move. There. Once again, Oakland minus 110, under 8.5 in that matchup there. Next game, Diamondbacks, Dodgers, 10-10 in Los Angeles. The Dodgers open 165, total at 7.5. A lot of movement in this one. We're seeing a 10-cent fade of the Dodgers when it comes to the money line. And movement downward on the total, down to an even 7 runs. So once again, Los Angeles open $1.65 down to minus 155. Total open 7.5 down to 7 even. 70% are leaning. Arizona, 59% shaded toward the under. Right now, the D-backs are plus 140 on the money line. Dodgers plus 130. That doesn't seem right. I got Dodgers plus 130 on the run line. I don't think that's right. I think I messed that one up. But anyway, D-backs plus 140 on the money line. We have Robbie Ray projected for Arizona and Ross Stripling projected for the Dodgers. LA won yesterday 12-5 against the D-backs. They won on the money line, covered on the run line. Total went over the 7. I once again think we'll see some more of the same. Now, with all that line movement moving the total downward to an even 7, I think this one will probably stay low. You know, no, I don't. Short porch, screw it. It's not staying low. I'm liking the Dodgers minus 155 and the over 7 runs in that matchup there. All right, next and final game, it is going to be Boston, Seattle, 10-10 Eastern first pitch in the Marine Layer. Boston open 145, total at 8. Nickel move toward the Red Sox. They're up to 150. Once again, the Red Sox open 145, up to minus 150. Totals at 8. 68% leaning Boston, 69% shaded toward the over. Seattle's plus $1.25 on the money line. Boston plus 285 on the run line. We have Nathan Eovaldi projected for Boston. Kikuchi for Seattle. I like the Boston Red Sox minus 1.5 and the over 8 runs in that matchup there. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me. Thank you for watching today. I want to quickly remind you to check me out at patreon.com/BrockPage. We went 2-0 in our plays yesterday. Looks like we're going to start heating up here, so you're certainly costing yourself some valuable information each and every day you're not subscribed to that channel, that website. Now, memberships begin at just $1.99 per month. There's also plenty of free content there as well. So feel free to hit that pause button right now or finish the video. Open up your browser and just type in patreon.com/BrockPage. It'll only take you a couple of seconds. Link is in the description section below. And if you are a current patron of mine and you're watching me right now, I simply cannot thank you enough. I value your friendship. You make it all worth it. And most importantly, thank you for watching today's program. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free information. And as always, don't forget to check me out at patreon.com/broadpage.